Alright guys, so welcome back to another Patreon request, and this one comes from Bombastic. And as always, if you'd like to have a Patreon request done, just hit the link below, head on over to my Patreon, and hit the 4th tier where you guys can send me requests for videos to do here on YouTube. So, Bombastic basically asked me to do a story idea, not so much a crossover idea, but more like a what-if scenario. Like, basically like a big what-if scenario regarding Terminator. And basically what this is like a Terminator pitch, not so much centered around the T-800, but the T-1000. So let's get into it. So this story basically revolves around in a timeline where the T-1000, because, okay, for backup, because I need to preference this. For those who are not, like, deep in the lore of Terminator, in most extended lore, like the comics and some of the novels, it's basically told that the Terminator, the T-1000, was so advanced that Skynet was starting to get worried by it. Like, it was the most advanced model of the Terminator series, and it was so advanced that Skynet was becoming a bit, like, concerned about it being usurped. So one of the reasons why it sent the T-1000 back, not because of, like, a last resort, but also, like, oh, thank God he's gone. Oh, thank God. Now he could just stay in the fucking past and do nothing. Like, he can literally just be there and rot and also accomplish his mission. Like, that's good. So, yeah. So in this timeline, however, what happens is that the Terminator, the T-1000, becomes self-aware faster than before. And it basically discovers that it's Skynet's plan. And Skynet, but it allows it to be sent back in time. And what happens is that it does allow it, but here's the thing: it's going to, like, try to rewrite the past. So so not only will the machines win sooner, but also the T-1000 will put his consciousness into the future, and the T-1000 will be the new leader of the machines, and not Skynet. So that's the plan, is that the T-1000 goes back and is sent back, but this time, when it finds its first fight with the T-800, Arnold's Terminator, what happens is the T-1000 doesn't stop until it finally fucking kills the T-800. Like, it manages to take it down in a fight and kill it. Like, obviously it could do that to begin with, but now it's more like, yeah, this fucker just doesn't stop. It's not like the fight gets broken up or the T-800 manages to get away and stuff like that. So it lets John run off. It lets John Connor run off so it can focus on the T-800, because it knows, like, for this plan to work, it can't be bothered by the T-800. So rather than just be like, oh, I'm going to fight him whenever he shows up, this time around he is going to cut the head off the snake, just nip that in the bud real quick, and then go after John. And he manages to chase down John real quick. But here's the catch, though. What happens is the T-1000 tells John, you and I are going to team up against Skynet. And he's like, dude, you just killed that other Terminator. And the T-1000, because at the time it's like, what the hell? Because this is the point where they meet in the first time they meet in the movie. So John thinks it's the T-800 who looks like it's going to kill him. But then the T-1000 goes, no. I was sent back by you to protect you from that Terminator, and with a second objective. And he's like, okay, so why are you so advanced? I was an advanced prototype, I gained self-awareness, so I willingly joined the Resistance and took on this mission to protect John Connor and carry out a mission of stopping the war sooner. Like, it was a two-pronged thing, because now you and I, like, the other objective was we will go to Cyberdyne and keep Skynet from being made. Obviously, yeah, that's the that's a total lie, because this way he can now get into Cyberdyne and put himself, like a piece of himself, and then like make sure Cyberdyne wins. But the reason why he needed John was because he knew that he would be a key to getting into Cyberdyne in one way or another. So he needed John for now. So if he could kill John, he's going to get that chance. But before the T-1000 can do anything, he basically John tells him, "Look, before I'll join you on this if this is true, but like we got to go get my mom." And he's like, "Right on." Fuck. So what happens is that John and the T-1000 go to the mental institution, rescue Sarah, although this one is a lot more bloodier. And rather than, it's like, if I sent you back in time, wouldn't you follow my orders? And the T-1000 goes, "No, I follow my own orders. Like, you can advise me, but I'm going to take that advice in a different light." Now, about this time, in this timeline, something else has come from the future. Or rather, a future in here. And what happens is that something else has come through, and this is this is another Arnold Terminator, but it's a little different this time, because this Arnold Terminator is a TX model. Yep, we're going with TX Rise of the Machines. So this Terminator does have like a solid body, and also have a liquid one as well, and it can also do like the Terminator unit from Dark Fate, where it can make like a go noob Cybot and create like another thing. So yeah, this Terminator was sent from a different time, from that timeline, because Skynet figured out, "Oh fuck, I just sent back the guy who's gonna kill me. You, experimental model T-800X, go kick his ass." So that version of the Schwarzenegger Terminator, this TX model, is sent to fight John and the T-1000, and more or less it'd be like, kill the T-1000, definitely kill the shit out of John Connor and Sarah Connor, and they basically run into each other at the mental institution. Sarah is killed by the T-1000, the TX, the T-800X, or whatever you would like to call it, because yeah, it shapeshifts, it shapeshifts into looking like John. But then it kills her and then reveals its face to her. Like, that kind of fucked up moment was like, oh, the thing I thought I killed is back and now it's killed me. So by this point, what happens is that we find out that this timeline is broken, and the constant time travel has broken the time continuum with the T-1000, this T-1000 becoming sentient. And we also discover that this is just Skynet. We pull back and realize this is Skynet from our timeline, more or less being like, okay, like it's monitoring all these different timelines and running algorithms. Because you'd imagine if it had so many timelines, you would think Skynet in one of them would be like, hey, I'm wondering why this isn't working, so let me just run some algorithms real quick. So what it does is more or less make sure that the T-1000's sentience and obedience to it is total, rather than waiting a bit and waiting it for it to get more sentient and instead sends him earlier before he gets that sentience. Therefore, it's still loyal to him for the time being. So that's how we get to. So in long story short, that's how we get to the Judgment Day movie we know. So there you go, guys. This wild Terminator story. I'd like to thank Bombastic for literally giving me, well, a bombastic story. So you guys tell me in the comments below, what did you guys think of this? Like it, hate it, comment below, let me know. Once again, I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.